What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more video game music, and we're back with another track from the recent Radical Dreamers edition of the Chrono Cross, the update to the Chrono Cross score. Big shout out to Chris for sending this to me, and not only commenting that he's been watching the Chrono Trigger videos, but he mentioned he appreciated some of the annotations and sort of context that I give as I go through the different parts of the game. I appreciate that because it's something where I was thinking, if you've never played this game before, there's some details where, like, if I don't say anything, perhaps there's some subtlety that's lost. So I do appreciate that feedback. And yeah, we're back to the Radical Dreamers vinyl, and the next track is A Dream Never Forgotten. In the moment, I don't know if this is based on one of the original tunes, but I now remember that there's an explanation for each of the tracks, and once again, the artwork in this is absolutely insane, like on every single page. But we are going to find out what the case is with this particular tune. Okay, here we go. So, A Dream Never Forgotten, which is the one we're up to. I've loved the opening for Radical Dreamers. Okay, so I've never played Radical Dreamers, and part of the reason is because it was for like a portable system, and it was like a text-based game. So basically, it just wasn't for a system that I had. Now, I was a huge fan of Chrono Trigger, but the reality is I might have tried to, see if there was a way I could play it. The only problem was this was back, in the pre-emulator days. Luca's coming all the way over. She wants to come hang out. Are you going to jump up? But the point is, I didn't even hear about it until after I had already played Chrono Cross, and by that point I was under the understanding that Chrono Cross was essentially a remake and a fuller version of what Radical Dreamers was. So again, I never played it, in part because by the time I heard of it, I realized I was already playing a revamped version. Nevertheless, we do hear here that this track originally comes from Radical Dreamers. So he's loved the opening for Radical Dreamers ever since I wrote it. I wanted to record a performance of the song and get it out to the masses. I can say without a doubt that this song exemplifies the world of Radical Dreamers the best. Kids' emotions and aspirations are woven into the main melody and counter theme. You'll know what that means if you've never played Chrono Cross when I get there, which I will start after I beat Chrono Trigger. And for any Star Control 2 people, I have not forgotten about that. I actually have the next 2 videos done now, but I still struggle to sound edit them. In any case, so yeah, the main melody and counter theme, they have kids' emotions and aspirations woven into them, creating a dizzying tune that represents the fluctuation of kids' life. This song is also used as the bass melody for Chrono Cross Scars of Time. Okay, so it's going to sound, at least in one theme or motif, like a tune that we do know, as I'm sure you've noticed. Both songs are linked in that they start out slow before progressing into those dizzying musical phrases. There are a few places where I inserted the chorus, "Dreams of the past, memories of my soul," as sung by the vocalist Aisling McGlynn. The chorus could represent the cries of kids' soul, bittersweet and full of hope. The song marks the start of the tumultuous story unfolding a kid's future, which again, when we get to Chrono Cross, you'll know what all that means. And by the way, once again, shout out to Chris for sending this vinyl. And can I just say, the sleeve, as I was telling him, is seriously like the best sleeve I've ever seen in the history of buying vinyl. It's not only, it has like a slick luster to it. See, but this is the one thing I am not overly fond of. I guess I could take out the record because I'm going to play it anyway. But it does have that inner, like, it's like a half sleeve. So it's, it has plastic protection, but it bunches when you have an inner sleeve like this. So yeah, my only complaint would be is that they went so far with like every part of the release, and then they put like a half plastic sleeve in there, which is almost, it feels like a like punchline. Is it still? Yeah, still the first side. Okay, so in a moment we will listen to a tune from Radical Dreamers, which is called A Dream Never Forgotten. In the meantime, I will try to get this booklet back without putting the sleeve on Luca's tail, I suppose. She wasn't overly offended, but she was sort of like, and what is this? Okay. We're ready to go here. This is Yasunori Mitsuda from the Chrono Cross soundtrack, rather from the Radical Dreamers soundtrack, although it's a tune that includes a main motif that is part of Scars Left by Time, which is essentially the main theme for Chrono Cross. That was the end of the last track. But the track is called A Dream Never Forgotten. Goodbye, Half Plastic Slave. We won't miss ye anyway. So it's really cool. I wonder, given how different Scars of Time was from Scars Left by Time, I imagine that's evolved. It's, adapted from the original version for Radical Dreamers. And indeed, I'm guessing it's a similar sort of thing where there's more natural instruments, or at least like it has more of a natural instrument sound. Either way, you can definitely feel both in terms of the chronology of the track, the structure of the track, and the guitar in particular. You can feel the connection to Scars Left by Time or Scars of Time. though more Left by Time, I would say. And yeah, ultimately, thinking about the way he's linking it to Kid, it's not only, very much part of now. It's like someone singing outside. It was distracting me. It was like more melodic, so it's like, wait, is that someone playing the radio? I think it's like someone singing. In any case, yeah, like the story of Kid is by extension the story of Luca Ashtier. Hello, Luca. It's your namesake. So yeah, I'm very keen to re-listen to this and appreciate the way that the story evolved from what the idea was in Radical Dreamers into Chrono Cross. So again, if you don't know the story of Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, this will all make sense in more detail over time. It's interesting. I'm playing like a normal SNES ROM of Chrono Trigger. Now I also have on PlayStation 1 disc, and I still have a very functional original PlayStation. There's an enhanced version of Chrono Trigger they released, which feature additional cutscenes drawn and written by Akira Toriyama, the guy behind Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, who did all the character designs for Chrono Trigger. I don't know about Chrono Cross. I know for sure Chrono Trigger. Anyway, he eventually added to what he had done because he made these like cutscenes that are very much like anime cutscenes, and in the PlayStation version of the game, they show them. Now, in some cases, they just kind of lend a little bit of like cutscene drama to the game you already know, and it's fine that we're playing the game without them. But there's one on the ending of the game, if you get one of the better versions of the ending. And indeed, Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, there's like a jillion. I never use that word, but there's a jillion different endings that you can get in both games. In any case, the cutscene at the end of the revamped like PlayStation version of Chrono Trigger is actually really worth seeing. So it's not going to be in the ROM that I have, but I may do like a reaction to it, because no doubt there will be people who have put this on YouTube. And again, before we start going through Chrono Cross, it would behoove us to see. Getting ahead of myself, the point is, I enjoy the tune a great deal. It definitely sounds like Scars of Time or Scars Left by Time, but also now thinking about it, that it was designed specifically in relation to Kid and her story, it has a bit more profound impact. So yeah, bottom line, looking forward to the remainder of the vinyl. Once again, shout out to Chris for sending it. The next time will be a Vow of Wind and Dreams, which in the moment, I don't know what tune that's based off. Maybe that's also Radical Dreamers. But on side B, we have Sailing, Another World, Termina, Another World. Those are both tunes like from the original Chrono Cross game. Now I imagine, again, they may be adapted, evolved, expanded here, but I know exactly what those tunes sound like, including Fossil Valley. Now there's one more tune on the other side, Bound by Fate. In the moment, I can't think of that. So maybe it's from the original soundtrack and I'm just not remembering it. Maybe it's a tune that's been, included, or maybe it's another one from Radical Dreamers, as I can barely talk. In any case, once again, shout out to Chris for sharing this. Shout out to Luca for coming over to be part of a track which has a connection to her namesake. Are you going to go forward or back? Okay, she's going forward. You're a weird one, Luca. But let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.